Yes,
Did my best, I guess. Honey bad bitches on my dick made all my stress success. All I ever wanted was a shit. I did my best, I guess. 100 racks sitting on my wrist and on my neck.
Yo, what is up to the world? What's up to YouTube? It's me, AZ. Yes, we here. Shooting a little intro to this clip from my live stream. A little new to this format, still working out the kinks. Didn't really intro the format very well in the stream, so I'm gonna do that a little bit now. Hopefully, give it a little more context. We'll get them next time. Look, I used to love Toby Turner. He was a big part of my middle school, early high school, maybe online adventures. I had probably just gotten like my first iPod Touch with the little YouTube app. You know, I was checking things out. Philip DeFranco, Smosh, Toby Turner. Those were the big three for me probably. So that's why I decided to talk about this on stream and why I wanted to do a little video style, Vosh style, let's be honest. That's what I'm copying right now. Okay, that's why I wanted to do a Vosh style segment on Toby Turner and his recent escapades, shall we say. But yeah, I get this recommendation for one of his new vlogs, and imagine my horror when I start to hear a lot of these kind of radical Christian conservative talking points in the video, and I'm like, oh no, they got to my boy Toby. They got to him. So that's what this video is. That's what it's all about. I try to find kind of the beginning where I seem to see a turn and just track that journey. And I think it's a bit of a long video. It went longer than I thought. I'm going to try and edit it down. That's what I started doing right now when I realized that I had no intro. If you can get through it, I think there's a real story here that's not just about Toby Turner, but could be about one of your friends or relatives or whatever. I think you can really see a man descend into that conservative vortex of misinformation and narrative twisting and nonsense. It's mostly nonsense, and unfortunately my old friend Toby Turner seems to have fallen victim to it. So I hope you enjoy the video. It'd be great if you could do all that like YouTube stuff. That's good. You know, the like, comment, subscribe, share. Can't forget share. I'd really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Thank you. No, really, thank you.
So I'd like you to walk.
Hold on, I'm recording this right now. We are doing full segment mode. I have gone 100% Vosh. There is no going back. I think let's start here, just see what the vibe is.
Welcome to the Disney Bundle,
Let's get a quick
where
vibe
Disney
check
Plus,
on Toby
Hulu,
Turner
and ESPN Plus come to
before it
life.
starts getting overtly.
Hey audience, I used to do this
political.
thing, and you might know this, where I would hide the phone in places, and then I would go and pick it up, be like, audience, what are you doing in whatever location? And it was
remember
fine
that.
because I was doing it
I remember
in LA, but there's like here, people are, it's a different type of people. You think that the people in LA are like,
So this was November 4th,
pretty
2019.
rude and angry, and maybe I just have a
He's probably, I bet he's watching a lot of Joe Rogan at this point. Probably some Jordan Peterson in there, although this was Peterson's like right before his disappearance. But I'm sure he's at least at that point. Maybe even in the Tim Pool space. Maybe even in like the Daily Wire space at this point. But maybe like just kind of flirting with Daily Wire. You're like, oh yeah, I like to watch Ben sometimes. You know, he says some
bad experiences here.
some things
but like
that
every
confirm
time I
my
try
biases.
to do anything, and also maybe it's the age now. Maybe it's just been a couple years of people kind of being douchebags, which I think has started. I think, but every time I freaking do anything, somebody just says some kind of mean comment. If everything goes horribly wrong, you just be homeless in LA. Okay, there's a lot of stuff. Every morning I wake up at like 7ish. I'm gonna get cut. Someone's gonna call me in a second.
This is pretty casual still. When was the okay?
Sorry, it's just like it's funny because
October.
like I mentioned this.
So
everybody
about a
here
full
is,
month. Okay.
In adult.
What about before that?
Married, all of them. Everyone is married.
August.
They all have kids.
So sporadic.
And-
Every month or so.
So it's just, it's it's funny, because totally, man. That's the first thing you do is you look and you're like, okay, and then huge rock, everyone. I don't know what it is. It's funny. It's like the Bible Belt / very expensive tourism area. Whatever. What was I talking about? Every morning I wake up at like 6:37. Get up, just kind of think about. I'm like, oh, sometimes I'll get a text message or one of you guys will send me something awesome on friggin' Snapchat or Instagram or Facebook or whatever, Twitter, whatever. And it's nice.
This is fine, dude. This is
and I'll just
Toby.
look at something.
This is Toby post Toby,
Where is Toby? Raise your hand, Toby. Where's Toby? Thank you, Toby.
Thank you, Toby.
I hear so many good things about you, Toby.
I hear so many good things about
That's
you.
good news.
It's good news. That's how I feel about this video so far. So I think this is a good place to start.
Start
just
the day
like
off
this
with
is
smiles.
him. You can tell he is not the man he was back. Did probably 9 years in this video. So basically a decade ago. But you can tell he misses those. Those were the good old days, And these little vlogs are his way of retreating to those simpler times.
I usually don't check social media. I started.
I mean, goddamn, 26
slowly
million to
again.
250K
But I'll
on a
probably stop
vlog
again in a
is
second.
still good.
But there's a couple people that send me stuff I like through text message, and I'm like, oh, thank you, I appreciate it. And anyway, then I get up, I think about what can I do to make my life suck a little bit less.
True.
Because that's all
I
you can
guess.
expect. Just make it suck a little bit less.
I guess.
Day by day. So I would walk around.
See, you can literally see where the darkness seeped in through, right? This is a man who had it all, and it would almost be better to have lost it all. It's like he didn't lose it all, but he lost enough, and he knows that he's never gonna ride that high again. No matter where he climbs back to, he'll never have that. He's forever chasing the dragon, right? That's the term. Like, so you can see the vulnerability, the way he was like, sometimes you guys send me stuff that I really like, and he really is. He's searching for that validation that he used to get.
My room, look at the stuff on the friggin' ground that I'm like, yeah, I'll do that later. No, I won't. And then I just, and it just never gets done.
Clean up your room.
And then I just start, and then I sit down. I'm like,
I'd
why
like
am I
you
not
to
doing
walk-
these little things. Like, why am I not organizing
your
this?
room? Why am I?
Because,
I've been listening to a lot of
do
Jordan
I have
Peterson. I've
something
been
else I'm
thinking,
gonna
damn,
do, or am I just
my
gonna
room's not clean too.
Just give in to there's so much stuff that needs to be done that I'm not doing all the time. That's just what life is. There's a lot of problems. My buddy would always say, like, pick the problems you like solving. And so then I was like,
boy.
yeah, there are problems I like solving, but then I avoided all the problems I don't like solving. I want to do more gaming stuff, and it would be fun to have a group of people that I game with who I like talking to, being around, can trust. It's just not easy to get to that point in my life. If I could hit the reset button, go at it again.
Oh man. Oh boy, dude, this is like a movie, dude. I didn't think I'd engage with this because this is like this is the beginning, right? This is the beginning of the movie where we see the hero's struggle. We see he's in a bad place, right?
Trusting. Growing up, also
and we're gonna watch him go full fucking Anakin Skywalker here.
grew up in Niceville, so everybody is honest and good, or I'll say go to hell.
Okay. So this is all right. It's coming from. It's a reversion, right? He had probably some extreme Christian influences in his childhood, and now he's idolizing the potential he had as a child that he feels he no longer has. He feels he's spent his life, and in that reversion state, he's reverting to the strongest force that was in his life at that time.
And in LA,
Fascinating.
if they're dishonest,
Absolutely fascinating.
I'm always kind of against the whole eating animals because you know, not that I don't do it, but I'm trying to, I guess, think about that because I don't like it. I think it's terrible, but it's just so normalized.
Okay.
But you just think about, you know, because, you know, my dogs are pretty cool.
He's
and,
contemplating
you know,
morality.
Other animals
right?
are all alive. Might as well eat vegetables.
When you're in that position, right, where I mean, his material needs are met, right? He's not, even though I know his YouTube career is not what it was, he's got money. He'll be okay. He's driving around in his fucking Tesla. Like, so when you get into that space where everything, you know, you're okay, but you don't feel okay still, you turn to those questions. And there's a lot of fucking charlatans out there looking, you know, dropping their little hooks in that ocean of uncertainty and just looking for someone to bite and pull. And I'm afraid our buddy Toby here got caught hook, line, and sinker, unfortunately.
Cares about stupid freaking vegetables. 20 years later, we find out vegetables are the most emotional, loving, trusting life forms in the universe. Whatever.
Could happen.
Anyways, this has been 7 minutes. There's no way in hell this video is going to go on much longer. But it's been good just sitting here talking, you know, and I feel like I should probably not have, obviously, multiple channels. That's the story of my life. And that would be an unfinished story. Someone wouldn't finish it or publish it. I have a book. I wrote a book, and it's friggin' awesome. And it's not published. It's done. I just need the pictures to be organized. I need to figure out how to publish. Can you just, if somebody
Oh man, dude, he's okay. This was the perfect video to start with. All right, I think we get the gist here. Let's see. This is the low, and this is like that bounce back with the high. 4 minutes. Let's go. Let's see where he's at now.
Hello there. Whoa, my hair looks bad.
Sorry, me too. Toby.
Bad way.
It's all good.
Worse.
It's all good.
Oh no. You know, whatever people do.
He's feeling good.
Might as well make a one-take video. But the video's great on Toby Games. It's beautiful. And yeah, it's edited by this gentleman.
February 3rd, 22, right before the storm, huh?
Who's good. There's a couple other, hopefully, people that are maybe going to be able to edit. Oh, I'm going to get hit. I wasn't even looking at the phone. I was looking at the road. Yeah. So
Keep your eye on the road, Toby. Come on.
cool.
Safety
Before
first.
I make more videos. But I don't. Why? But intro of darkness, at least, and redness. Just redness, and then blurriness. See, that doesn't even work. I have this massive DSLR camera that I was trying to vlog with, but you can't, I don't know, it just
doesn't work anymore,
just
dude. It's like, yeah. That's the conspiracy of big tech, bro, that he probably follows. Like, you know, big tech conspired to ruin my vlog intros. Darkness, redness, and whiteness no longer works.
Is itself too fast because I don't
It's like it's poetic almost. Like he's just a man from the past,
understand anything, which is very possible.
caught up in the future.
Guaranteed.
Not much here. Here we go. First, like overtly political title. Let's see where it goes. He's got a big beard, and this one is May 29th. So about a month-ish or more into the panty. Let's see his thoughts. Uneducated guy.
I don't know what it's like to be in a place where there's still lockdown going on. But, you know, who knows? I mean, maybe it is best to just continue to starve the economy until everyone dies. You know? And then, yeah, I mean, or you could just protect the people that could die from this, which is everyone. Who knows? Maybe if a baby has it and then it dies, then the first case of a baby dying, and then everyone's like, oh my God, I told you babies would die, or whatever. You know, I read the book The Stand by Stephen King, and man, it is awesome. It's a good time to read. I love that I can sit like this and never touch the steering wheel or the gas or the brake. I'm more likely to get in an accident from just being expressive and doing impersonation of getting in an accident. Yeah, man. I don't know, dude. I don't know.
Uh-oh.
What? Like, yeah, these people, everyone's scared to go to the grocery store. Well, and it is scary because if you go, you're probably going to see somebody without a mask. And, you know, maybe that person will try to explain to you, yeah, it's not effective unless they sneeze on you. And it's less deadly than influenza. I mean, according to the whatever.
Nope.
For kids.
Wrong.
Less deadly than influenza, but they're not going to school. They're just going to be stupid. Our kids are our future, and it's.
I'm not even gonna like push back on any of this because I've done that so many times.
Well,
it's not even
it's
really
actually
worth
more
it for this
deadly
guy.
than
He's just
influenza. I
parroting
know
the
you're
people
typing
that
that.
I've already debunked.
I know you're starting to type that, but you're wrong. Maybe. I don't know. I just talked to a doctor about it, so
You talked to
I
one
feel
doctor.
like I'm on a pedestal of knowledge. And I mean, sure, maybe there's gonna be a magical vaccine that comes out,
Maybe.
puts that chip in you. Oh, just kidding.
Nah, Toby, you're just a
but,
jokester. You don't actually believe that.
Friggin' the
or
measles
do you? No,
is a
no,
very
you don't
effective
believe
vaccine,
that.
but it took forever to make. They made the first measles vaccine, wasn't good. And then it wasn't good, and it was controversial, and everyone hated it because they were trying to get this vaccine out, and then they did. But, you know, that's what you have when you have decades. And, I mean, how down did we shut everything with the measles? Because I know when there's a measles outbreak, I never had chicken pox. Chicken pox sucks. Way worse than COVID.
You're not getting any karma for this, dude. Are you fucking
I would
kidding?
think. I would rather have friggin' COVID all day, every day. All it is you can't
Take me
breathe.
out of this
I
world,
friggin' had
dude.
asthma
I don't
growing
wanna
up.
be here.
So what? And I don't know. I don't know. Lots of people in Florida probably are about to catch it because
Allahu
people are
Akbar.
coming in from other cities and they're so happy to not have to wear masks. And good, do it. Don't wear a friggin' mask if you don't want to wear a mask. I think if you are a person that's getting on to people about not wearing a mask that has been proven to not be effective, it's like what? The effectiveness is if you're symptomatic and you
think we get
sneeze
the
or
point
cough,
here.
the germs go out 10%
He's,
less far. Something like that.
Something like that, dude.
Sure. So then
I don't know why he's
just like
saying
any other disease-
uneducated. I mean, it sounds like he's very educated on this subject, apparently.
Just
Something
like
like
adults
he's
always
something
do,
educated on
just,
it, you know.
And they don't do this. But if you tell them that they have to do something when they're symptomatic, then have them as symptomatic. I like to wear a mask when I'm at a grocery store to make old people feel comfortable, but I shouldn't have to. Nobody else does. Where are we driving? It's like, what are we doing? So if there's no vaccine, and they're probably, I don't know, man. We're in the future, dude. Maybe we
Maybe
can
there
knock
will
out a
be,
vaccine.
and then
in a
maybe
quick
where there
time
is,
second.
I'll say that it has
If,
microchips in
hundreds
it.
of
So
billions of dollars are
not
on the
gonna
line,
help
might as
anything.
well.
like you can hear where he gets his information from, right? Like that's what he's not doing when he says like, oh, should I clean my room? It's like, no, I should listen to Jordan Peterson tell me to clean my room instead. That's how I'm gonna fuck off my time.
So, like, if we get this vaccine, then great, everything's healed. But if we don't get this vaccine because the virus is mutating and shifting and all that, so we probably won't ever get one. 60% of people have to get the virus, have to catch the virus. 60% for the herd immunity to kick in. This is because the virus is so infectious that, and this is a meaningless calculation because
He's just making
we
shit
already were
up.
told in the beginning 50% of people would catch it, which is 180 million people or whatever. Is that wrong? Yes. But like
Might
maybe
be.
it's not, whatever. 180
Yeah,
million
math is hard, dude.
is
I
maybe
get
60%.
that. Math is very hard.
That many people catch it, and then let's assume 0.5% of people die. That's almost 1 million people. Or let's assume 2% of the people die. 4 million people. That sucks. That sucks, but
dude.
it's not as bad as sitting inside waiting until we have to start cannibalizing each other. That's why, like, we're at the point right now where you gotta like see who in your neighborhood is gonna be the first one who really needs food and doesn't have it. I already found my person, and they are close. not gonna shave
Eat
my
the
beard
rich?
ever. I know it's terrible. I don't care. Not like anyone sees my face. Ooh, you think maybe I should show it's God. Oh, is that how you wear a mask? That's how I wear a mask. Hey guys, what's up? Oh crap! The 10% viral load still went full distance.
Yeah, so maybe wear it over your nose, bud.
It's hard to know. He did tell me that he was pretty sick. Asthma, so like my breathing's already not easy. It could be better.
Maybe you should wear a mask.
Yeah,
bud.
dude. Florida feels great. You can go to the beach. You can go anywhere as long as people don't abuse it.
Okay. So we see the descent, right? As for many people, COVID kind of broke their brain a little. If they were already on that, he was already in a vulnerable spot going into this, right? We could see that pretty clearly. All right, where is this? That was May. Where are we now? This is okay. This is like the next day. All right.
Hey Google.
He's feeling himself, boys. He's a brave truth teller. He's got to get his gospel out to the people.
Right there, and it's been right there the whole time.
All right.
It's just not
simple.
It's easy to not
It's like a madman.
do it. It's easy to not stop reading the news. Because everywhere you look, there's some news or somebody who's really offended about something that just happened that they heard about. Well, just stop reading it. Stop reading. I'm sorry, that was way
Ignorance
scary
is bliss,
over,
right,
over
Toby?
the top of the beard, man. You can't do that face to the beard. Well, stop reading. Just terrifying.
Yeah.
Think about it. If you don't read the news, then you don't share the news,
And then
and then you don't.
and then you
form
can live in your
opinion
own
that you
little
think is
fantasy
right.
world.
And then you don't spread it, because the odds are you're probably wrong.
Okay.
That's just how.
Get
it
all your
works.
news from me.
So,
I,
and
Toby
we all have our
Turner,
own little news platform on
Sage.
Facebook, Twitter. Our own.
sage advisor.
Isn't that cool?
to the
So then
people.
the people that are the most popular, not the most right or the goodest,
Goodest.
those people rise to the
Right.
top like the cream. You know what cream to the top today? Hitler Youth. On Twitter, okay? I'm going to read you off the top 3 Twitter things of today. And if this vlog cuts off because somebody called me, that'll never happen. Then it,
Oh, boy.
sorry, just assume the rest of it would have been amazing, and I'll upload it anyways. The 3, I'm an a-hole. The 3 top Twitter things that were featured today, that when I woke up: Hitler Youth, de-escalate on that dick, and check out this munchkin. Hitler Youth, de-escalate on a dick. Check out the munchkin. It's probably a better way to wrap that.
Probably.
AutoZone. East Americana with thanks. All good.
Come on.
Civil man, or are you gonna be the type of person that can represent the best chance that you have for making a difference, or are you gonna say white people need to
Uh-oh,
get
here it
their
is.
ego
Racial
shit.
insecurity.
Man,
Okay.
I hate. And by the way, that was a tweet I read yesterday.
Yep.
And dude,
I read a tweet once
okay,
and
I
it
get the
made me
reason
scared
for
as a
wanting
white
to do this.
man.
And I also understand for being angry, being angry at someone because of the color of their skin. I guess that's what he's doing. It's like, oh, so you see this cop does something, you're like, oh, I hate white people. You're like, ah. So I understand the reason, and the reason is what? You see someone and you're like, oh, they're like everybody else, and it's called racism. I talked to somebody today. They said it's not racist if the person is a majority. Dude, that's not true.
He's right. That's not true. But again, I don't think one person on Twitter who maybe says something kind of racist is like worth getting angry about. Like that, he's literally doing the thing where it's like maybe that's the thing you shouldn't pay attention. Maybe you should still watch the news. You should still be aware of current events and like how maybe you as someone with a platform could advocate for policy that would make this country better and pull us out of the problems that we face today. Or you could say that black people are the real racists because one guy on Twitter said something mean to you and then do like a pretty cringe black voice to like ridicule someone who's probably already facing a decent amount of systematic oppression and doesn't really need like a huge content creator blowing up their spot over, again, one maybe ignorant tweet, maybe not, I don't know, but that's the issue we're having here.
Okay, where were we?
You were getting racist.
So you
that's where we were.
People were basically being you know, kind of racist.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that. Well, I mean, I guess I'm just saying that don't do that. I'm not saying don't be racist. I'm saying, well, I am kind of.
You kind of
I told my
are,
friend
maybe.
that.
Hopefully,
She's like,
hopefully you're
racist
saying don't be
because there's
racist,
more
because
white
that's.
people. Like, okay. So I can go to Africa, and I can just. There is no need.
This is why people hate white people, dude. This is it right here, because this is the logic bro nonsense that's just so not helpful, but also just displays a huge amount of like privilege that you can just like come up with these fun little logic games that disprove a whole like disenfranchised group of people. Just, okay, I guess I can fly to Africa and say the N-word. Ha ha ha. I am so tricky. Like,
Me being racist.
fuck
in
off,
all
dude.
of the
I
continent.
hate white people. Fuck.
She's like, well, that's different. Well, that's exactly what you just said. You mean more people on the planet? Dude, no. That's just
Systematic
that's wrong
power,
logic.
Toby.
So I'm like, please, just no. And then, you know, and then when somebody sends you the definition of
In the
racist,
same way that no serious like policy maker who has who wants to try and solve some of the racial discrepancies in this country, like none of them are ever going to be like, oh, we need to stop every racist white person on Twitter. So that's why it becomes very funny when like people that Toby is listening to, I'm not even gonna say Toby, but just the people that he's obviously influenced by, when they flip that script and then are like, oh well, now we can't solve racism until every black person who says something on Twitter is punished too, or they need to be stopped as well. It's like, well, they don't have systematic power, so I'm not really worried about them. Just like I'm not really worried about like the racist white dude on Twitter. Like, Twitter will either police their policies correctly and keep those kind of toxic people off the platform, or not. You could block them too. That's also a possibility. But even if every single racist of any color, creed, or whatever, every bigot in general was removed from the internet, that wouldn't change policy. That wouldn't change the material conditions on the ground for anybody. You know? And again, I guess I'm diverting here, and I shouldn't be, because like I'm not here to disprove the people that Toby listens to. I'm here to document the fall from grace of one of my childhood heroes. You know, again, I don't even blame him. Like, he has some burden because he has a platform and he's parroting these points, but that's what it's just parroting, and it's not even very well parroted. Like, it's just so transparent how mind fucked this guy is. Like,
racism, and they say that
he's just spread
so
his
sorry about
mind's
this.
cheeks
This is
and
gonna
just
make this
gotten
vlog
absolutely
impossible. It's already
clapped.
been a horrible vlog. It's actually
I know.
pretty fun for me. You're not trying to be funny. You're like, man, F white people. And those people that are saying that, from what I see, are always white
Are the president.
people, by the way.
Yes,
because
I'm not
they're
even
virtue
attacking
signaling. They're
black
like, hey,
people.
well, I'm not one of the racist ones. You're like, yeah, well, where are they? Because
Where are the racist white people?
I think the least racist people are the ones that are not afraid to talk about any issue at all, because we're all equal.
Okay.
But then there's people that are racist, like, well, you can't talk about something like that because you're, you know, white or whatever. You wouldn't know. You wouldn't know about my problems because you're black. You're like, that is a brazen thing to say. And we're human. I'm human. Are you human?
Uh-oh. The
If
dehumanization
not,
has started.
That's awesome.
That's awesome.
But
Good. See,
dude,
he's not a bad guy, dude. That's the other thing I want to do. I think he's a perfect example. And he was just so uniquely primed to be a perfect example of like how pernicious the right wing can be and their propaganda and how they reach for people like Toby, who there aren't many like Toby, of course, but people in those similar positions. And the thing about Toby, yeah, nobody's exactly in his position. He's a little unique, but what makes him unique is the amplification of vulnerability. He's like even more vulnerable than your average like virgin incel Christian idiot, you know, like
racists that need to be slowly weeded out. That where do they come from? Because I grew up and it was never something I ever experienced. Racism.
there it is. There it is, right? I mean, there's the cognitive dissonance. Like, you never experienced this stuff. Therefore, you are not informed to speak on these things. You can still help contribute. You can still say your things, but you might end up sounding like an idiot because you obviously don't know what you're talking about. Because, again, you didn't experience it. You were sheltered. Like, I never saw anything racist. What do you mean racism? What is that? I mean, like, I get it. I get it because I kind of have been there in my own way, you know? Like, that's where you got to take a step back and hear other people's perspectives and not just fall for, again, those people who are willing to sell you your own biases back to you. You know, that's what the right wing does very effectively.
I mean, obviously, if you were...
And that's, again, where I say he was uniquely primed, is that he had a lot of things happen in his life that challenged the biases he probably had, and that's not fun. You know, no one likes having their biases challenged, right or left leaning. But it's how you respond to that, right? And then who you turn to in that moment of crisis of identity. Do you turn to the people, again, selling you the crock of shit, or do you start actually opening yourself up to listening to a diverse range of ideas and voices in a way that may not be very comfortable at first?
Mississippi or areas like that. I don't know how it is now, but it's rough in some of those places. But like, I never experienced anything like that growing up. So maybe I'm lucky, or maybe that's just how it was all through society. Not all through society, but like, look at our entertainment, like everything, you know, we were celebrating the successes of everybody equally. It felt like, you could say, well, I didn't feel like my success was, okay, sure. But so we just get closer and closer to it all being equal. That was the whole point. That's why we did everything. Hey, 9 minutes.
What policy-wise, though, bro? Like, that's he's feelings over facts right now, which is pretty common on the right.
We're gonna make 10 minutes. I'm gonna do my first sip of this, and I don't have bad hopes. I just think that we should prevent this slippery slope from being a slippery slope by not ever being, unless you're.
Okay, so we see, I think we can probably skip ahead a little. SpaceX footage, I don't know what that is. What is my, okay, here we go. He's probably been watching like Matt Walsh right now.
I was
Are you confused,
about, like,
bud?
what my gender is, because I was trying to be like, all right, my gender is what? But obviously I spent my whole life thinking that it was, you know, male, right?
Yeah.
Because that's just what we're told.
Boy.
That we're
He's
supposed
thinking.
to think.
He's
You know,
thinking all right.
if you have a wiener, then you're male. So growing up, right? Now,
This is loud as fuck, huh?
now it's not that. So, because, you know, you can sort of be what you feel like you are. And so how do you define what you feel like so effectively that you know your gender is anything at all quantifiable? How can you possibly think in your head that you have such an understanding of yourself that you could ever declare what your gender is at all? It's almost an insult to even be like, oh yeah, I'm this. How do you know? Because why? Because in a moment you're like, well, I think that this would be cool, a cool gender to be, or whatever, you know? I think it'd be cool if I was this pronoun. Okay. this is obviously taking aside the fact that some people do
autonomy
say
much?
that they clearly know for sure that their gender is some name, whatever pronoun that fits them, because you know they've researched that pronoun and like, oh, well, I feel those the feelings that those people feel.
That is fucked up.
He said thanks to a person who no way he heard me at all. You can't say that. Oh no. How could I possibly look into my brain and think, well, these sort of thoughts make me think that I am this gender.
I mean,
But I definitely
he's literally getting to the root of like the gender abolitionist argument that like how it's kind of silly, isn't it, that we like, oh, that'd be like, oh, you have brown eyes, that means you're gonna be a manual laborer the rest of your life. Only blue-eyed people can be doctors or lawyers. You know, it's like taking one piece of your body and then building an entire very restrictive identity around that is like a little bit silly. And now granted that, you know, sex organs also affect, you know, your hormone system and stuff. So it's a little more I'll beat everyone to the argument that obviously sex is a little bit more influential on the body as a whole than just purely eye color, but I think the analogy still stands that it's like gender is kind of this restrictive imposition on personal freedom that we'd probably be better off without, but we do have currently, so we should give people the autonomy to decide how they want to identify under the current accepted gender now spectrum, not binary. But even when it was more binary, they should still have that freedom too.
I think differently than a lot of people in a lot of ways. But how could I possibly use the
Is he
the
about to
thoughts,
come out as a
the
transgender?
thinks that I have to determine
Why are these
something
cars
so
faster
concrete
than
as gender? But I guess it's not concrete, it's fluid. Pour it on my face. Just something I was thinking about. Because I was like, oh yeah, male, of course.
Dude.
Well, hold on, why? Because I like action movies and I like movies. But hold on, do I like them enough that I want to have them? I mean, that'd be pretty cool.
Dude,
you know?
these guys, bro.
For a little bit, right?
All
But,
right.
you know, I wouldn't want to be like, okay,
Good for you, Tobe.
body that I was born in. You know, I realize you made a lot of decisions about where to put things and what to grow, and
yeah,
you know,
kind of
but I
like
know
movies,
better
but
than
then
you
God
do,
would
body.
be mad at me, and I don't want God mad at me, dude.
I guess in a way I maybe
He's coming out
admire
here.
people that know their gender,
He's coming
or
out, dude.
I think
It's a
that
beautiful thing. It's a
they,
beautiful moment in
what would the
internet
opposite
history.
of admire
bro.
be? Not admire those people for pretending to know something so strongly that is so impossibly complicated that you know it's gonna. I mean, your emotions.
I'm waiting
are
for the
gonna change day to
transphobia.
day, so
I
how
can
could
feel
you-
it coming.
How could you look at the thoughts in your head and not think that, well, here's the gender that we see. This is a person who likes to wear dresses, and
Yeah.
this is a person who likes to fight in a UFC ring, and
Yeah.
then use that to be like, well, my gender is definitely this. Why? I mean, there's no definition of each one of these genders.
Yeah, exactly, bro.
There's
He's
a lot of
onto it,
genders,
dude.
so,
He's
like-
so close.
Even asking someone to specify their gender when it's something that you have to know in your head without any sort of reasoning that that's what your gender is.
Without God telling you, how do
could
you
know
know,
more
dude?
than all of the collective of anything that could be proven, right? So there's two different thoughts. There's one, it's like, that's impossible. You
Okay.
can never know what your gender is. Why would you even bother trying? Or
Gender abolitionist,
these
Toby.
other
I'm here
people
for it. I
that
love
do
it.
know their gender are true.
It's good news.
They're being truthful, and they just know that their gender is this word that newly fits a category that has never existed before, like, you know,
Any of these cars, bro.
worms,
You kidding me?
unicorn, or whatever. Worms, people, worm folk, or whatever. Because that's a gender. That's one of the genders. You know, I don't know how many. There's a lot of them, right? How could you know? How could you separate something like that so specifically and then you go to the doctor and you tell them that that's your gender. Let's say that you have a wiener and you say that you're a female, and they're like, okay, well, we're gonna have to give you a catheter, and it's gonna be the female catheter, and then they shove a massive catheter into your wiener and it explodes.
I don't think that's ever happened.
I guess it's
but
just like,
gonna be honest.
If I were to have someone operate on me, I would want them to know a lot of facts and things that I don't know.
Facts are good.
Like stuff
we
that
all
would
like
take
facts.
years of studying.
That's true. Yep.
7 years of studying and difficult studying, horrible studying, testing, and passing, and tons of money.
You got
and
it, bud.
investment
You
to
asked for
learn
it.
that
They're way
specific
ahead of you.
thing about me that needs to be operated on or whatever.
Yep.
You know, and I
That's
wouldn't
what
pretend to be like,
happens.
whoa, hold on, I know better than you do.
Yep.
How could you know what your gender is if it's a fluid thing? Because how you feel in the moment.
Yeah.
Why do you feel that in the moment?
Because
Do you
I am
feel,
an autonomous being, and I
a certain way,
can feel however I want.
and then you get all this support from everybody around you who's like, yes.
Oh, you get support,
Good
dude?
for you for
Oh,
speaking your
wow.
truth. And then you're like, well, thank you. Yeah, I mean, everybody should speak their truth. And they're like, well, what's your truth? Well, I mean, I guess I'm a male. Cause I'm a, they're like, well, that's kind of lame. Wouldn't that be just as impressive as any of the other genders that you decide to be? I mean, I guess not. If it's like you're jumping on the bandwagon, the wiener wagon.
Yep. That's what people do, man. It's
or
like
the
so
other one
cool
wagon.
to be trans these days that people are jumping on the wiener wagon,
I guess my point is, I think
so to
it's pretty
speak.
cocky to even state what your gender is if it's not based on
Uh-oh.
the,
I'm dead.
either cocky or
It was a murder-suicide,
confident, and you absolutely know 100% that that's what you are. That one word that has never been used to describe
This was a
person.
good one. So, he's questioning things about gender. That's a scary process. That puts you in a vulnerable place where you're very susceptible. So, now, where am I going with all this, right? I've said it's, tracking his descent. But how do I even know it's a descent? Well, which one did I watch? Maybe I think it was this one. Or it might have been Labor. I don't know. I watched one like 2 days ago, and that's what gave me the idea to even do this. And he was getting pretty crazy. I mean, I hadn't seen this one. What is my gender? That one's out there too. Let me see where he ends it.
Your chromosomes say you are, and that your brain was accidentally put into the wrong body. You're sure? So sure that you could mark a box. So it's either very brave or very
Say it.
foolhardy.
Which one do you think it is, Toby?
Have you ever thought about this before? Just think about what your gender is.
Everything out there.
I don't know, man. Just think about it.
Okay, yeah.
Don't kill me.
Don't kill me. I won't kill you, Toby. I won't. I promise. I'm going a little hard on you right now, bud. But all right. Is this really what I think it is? Home of the what?
Just having a good old time.
No, nobody talks like that.
Home
here.
of the what
But
now?
I'm definitely in the most one of those states where there are parts of it that are basically Alabama.
And we are back. Let's
In Orlando.
jump into it.
It's just been a crazy time.
Intro of
And-
darkness,
oh, man, I
then
keep-
redness,
so
then
I'm starting to,
blueness,
like,
then yellowness,
come
then
up with
whiteness,
songs and
now it's
stuff again.
blurriness.
I'm coming out on
I
this
should've
election,
done
which
that.
is a little, obviously it's always terrifying, man. I remember the freaking Trump got elected, I was like, we're dead. Oh my God, I actually had this show that was called, well, okay, I didn't do it, so I didn't have this show at all. Like every
It's
other
like so
idea
blurry
I
now.
think about.
Damn it, I don't have anything
do,
to wipe it
which
with.
is most of them, okay, almost all of them.
Should not have done that.
I'm like, coming at you
Shouldn't
from
have done that.
2020,
Should
you
not
know,
have
the
done
world's
that.
on fire. Things are not going well. They're not going well at all. And me in the past, I'd be like, oh man, what the hell happened? It's like, I mean, honestly, I've been in a bunker for a long time. I haven't actually gone outside. This is all scripted.
What is he talking
have
about?
looked like a prophet. Then again, why is the president a reality TV show host?
Like that.
At least he's like not hugely. I was kind of expecting him to
sort of. But
be a little more pro
then it's
Trump.
like, okay, well, really,
Waiting for the other
what
shoe
all
to drop
the
here.
president, what all can the president possibly do? That's what we were all saying. I mean, he did a lot of stuff. Best reality TV show president we've had, for sure. That's, you can't deny that. You can't take that from him.
Nope. Where's the lie?
It sucks because it's like,
He's also the worst though too. He's the
sometimes I watch
worst
him talk, and
and
I'm like,
best
well,
reality TV show president we ever
I
had.
wish he would say stuff.
I'm the best. I'm the worst. I'm all of it.
Betterly. And okay, there's always something. I'm like, well, why don't you just say this instead of this? I don't have any examples at all. I just noticed whenever I'm watching, I was like, well, okay, if you say what you said, people aren't gonna like that. But then again, I don't think they would like it no matter what.
Yeah. Yeah, probably.
Yeah. So I don't know. We'll see what happens.
You might be right on that one.
What probably will happen is
bruv.
Trump will get elected because most Democrats don't want to vote according to what the polls I read. I don't know what the hell polls are, man. Do they work?
Who polls the pollman?
No clue. I'm not a poll scientist, and I don't think the people making the polls are scientists either. But yeah, I think Trump will probably win, and then we'll get all the mail-in votes tabulated. All the however many of them. It's just a weird thing. It is a little weird. I mean, I'm not sure why we're switching to mail-in votes, forced mail-in votes. And you're like, oh well, it's you don't want to get
forced
sick.
Mail-in?
Okay. Then do absentee ballot. You have to request it or whatever. Which I didn't know a lot about voting. I still really don't.
Sounds like it. Maybe you
It is
should
a little
educate
strange
yourself.
That we go into a private little poll area and vote. I mean, I voted once for Obama. I think that's the only time I ever voted. Which is lazy.
What a king.
Okay? Or treasonous. I don't know. Should I vote? I don't know. Yes, I'm gonna vote. I think. I will. I'll do it. Yeah. Dude, I was looking at it. It's like, here's how to get a mail-in voting ballot. So I click on the page. It's like, it's easy. It's a 5-minute process. I was like, all right.
Yeah.
20 minutes later, I still haven't even read the first 2 paragraphs. I'm like, there's no way in hell most people are gonna get through this.
What is there to
Maybe I
get
was
through,
on a
dude? You
website
fucking
that
vote,
was
dude.
like,
Jesus Christ.
But it was like this website that kind of looked like it was a scam voting website. You're like, wouldn't you think that they would look cooler these days? But no, it just looks like somebody
But
made it in like 30
big government's
minutes.
bad, bud. Don't
Wrote a
you
whole
want
bunch
like
of whatever, dude.
as trim government
just
as
hope
possible?
That whoever wins the
You don't want to
election
spend the extra bucks on the website.
will be accepted.
Come on, we got wars to fight.
It's never happened before. Yeah.
Dude, I can't wait to hear his take on January
I think that it's
6th.
important to, instead of using violence to force people to do whatever you think is right, just listen to let people vote, right? You should vote, right?
Yeah. Yep.
worst voting commentator ever.
He's so self-aware. It's really hard.
Yeah, man, we just had a hurricane,
on the team.
and it was people coming together. That's the only thing. It brings people together. Natural disasters and
Acts of God.
pandemic. That didn't bring us together at all.
Yeah, why was that?
I guess I'll turn on the automatic drive feature. Dude, Elon Musk is pretty friggin' great. It is odd that Bernie Sanders hates him.
Does he hate him, dude?
He wants to. He hates him. And he's like, these billionaires like Elon, and he absolutely targets the only person that's doing anything to fix everything, all of our problems. Every one of the problems. He's like, oh, we got.
Elon's the only one, dude.
Yeah,
He's the last chance for humanity, right?
What else? Maybe the Earth will explode with an asteroid. Yeah, let's go to space and do some stuff in space. It's fine. I got it. What was that?
Yeah.
You're not smart enough? You're paralyzed? Yeah, I'll just shove something in your head and just, and then you'll be fine. Yeah, we'll do that. It's like, bam, thing after thing after thing. And freaking Cyberpunk's coming out.
Dude, that's great. He gets so much credit for things that he hasn't even done. That's awesome.
Is that what it's called?
He saved the Earth from an asteroid, potentially. He cured paraplegics, potentially, at some point, maybe. That's amazing stuff, dude.
2020. Cyberpunk 2020. That's going to be amazing.
Famous last words.
Have Elon innovate. Okay. Some people don't like him because they're like, well, he has 50,000 engineers that actually do all the work. We're like, well, were they doing the work before? I don't know.
Yeah,
kind of
they
things like
actually, yes, they were. Actually, did you know that all engineers would be out of a job if Elon Musk had not been born? Fun fact of the day. All engineering begins and ends with Elon Musk. And Elon can take the heat, all right? I personally don't like hate him that much. I think he's a bit of a fraud on some level. Like, he plays up the like the Tony Stark genius tech superhero kind of thing, and that's a little cringe. But he's doing some good stuff, and he's done some anti-profit motive things that are really cool, like with Tesla technology. Like, great stuff. I'll applaud that. But you know, you can also make fun of him. He has not saved the Earth from an asteroid yet, and he has not cured spinal breaks yet either. So you know, maybe once he does those things, I'll heap some more praise on him than I already have. But for now, I think he can take some heat from Bernie Sanders and be criticized. I think that's just fine.
he takes some pretty decisive actions that are awesome all the time. Like there's a
so
fart
does Bernie
machine in this car. Amazing. Oh boy. Well,
did Bernie Sanders ever make a fart machine? I don't think so. Checkmate, libs.
I hope you guys are all staying safe out there. I hear the, you know, yeah, I feel like a good way to you know, protest.
Yep.
Is to vote and then to change stuff that way. But people don't like that. I literally read on Twitter. It's like, burn it down, burn it all down, burn it all down, burn everything down. These are like all like.
You got to get off Twitter, my guy.
Burn it down. Kill everyone in America. Kill the babies. Burn the adults alive. Kill all the men and the women. Kill all the minorities. Kill everyone. Like,
wow, that was a really good Bernie Sanders impression you did there. That's basically his political platform.
what it seems like. That's what burn it down seems to mean, right? I mean,
Yeah,
okay, that's just,
yeah,
right,
burn
means
it down, baby.
literally burn it down. That's what it. I think that's what it has to mean, right?
Yeah.
You see people are burning buildings down, and people on Twitter, they're like, burn it down, literally. What does he mean with that? I would put up some tweets on there, but whatever. Who cares? You know it's true. People say some stuff like that all the time, and they're officials. It seems like I just was like, well.
Officials tweeting burn it down. Can't recall that. Pretty sure AOC voted for Joe Biden. I'm pretty sure every leftist, which is like a handful that have any kind of political power, have actually been maybe a little too nice in my opinion.
Well, it seems like the burn it down
With their rhetoric.
maybe doesn't got my vote, but obviously these are not running, these people, but they're already politicians. I think like burn it down 2020. Everybody vote me for burn it down. It's funny, right? It's funny. I've never been burned alive yet, but I can imagine it would suck. I can empathize. Even, you know, your house being burned down, you're like, oh my God, my life is America. I mean, or whatever is left after you burn it down. I
still don't know what is this, dude. FAGS. That's what I see.
Take everything America stands for, burn it down, and then have something there in the rubble. We will grow a new.
Let's do a cognitive dissonance check again here. America was literally founded on burn it down. He's taking the argument of the Tories from the American Revolution. That were like, what? You're an English citizen. You're of the greatest empire that ever existed on Earth, and you want to just throw that all away? You just want to burn it down? Oh, what? George Washington, I guess you're the burn it down general, huh? Like, fuck off, dude. We've always been a nation of revolutionary action and doing what's right, even though it's not what's common. Like, fuck out of here, dude. Tory ass bitch.
Not them kind of buds, silly. You silly every time. No, I think we would if we
are burn America, or whatever the fuck name he was going on with. That is us. Vacation. That's our identity, bro.
Vacations to other countries. Go to another country. Go to another continent.
Yeah, why don't you do that,
Africa,
bud?
Go to Australia.
then you'll realize like, oh wow, people like protesting for a better life here is really not that bad, and I'm still fucking talking into my little phone in my Tesla, and it doesn't affect me at all. So maybe like if these people feel this strongly about something, maybe we should take a look at it. Maybe there should be some kind of policy change, like, or you could just say some guy on Twitter said burn it down, and that's everybody who opposes my immediate viewpoint.
Places where there's other people that
There's
grew
that
up
too.
in another. It's not like you have to stay in America. I mean, America.
Yeah, dude, I fucking love America.
You can't leave America.
You
What
fucking
talking
leave,
about?
dude.
Look at all them boats.
You're the one complaining about things happening in America, so get the fuck out. How about that?
Check out them boats over there. Can y'all see them boats? Man, I can't tell what y'all can see. All I know is what I can see, and I can see boats.
It's the rantings of a lunatic. It's really what we're watching right now. It's kind of sad almost.
I just think people are so angry. They're so angry. It's like they want to.
Dude, just
If you
buy a
wanna burn
Tesla and
something
drive by some
around-
boats, dude. Come on. What are you
What's
doing?
interesting is if there's half the people in the country want to burn it to the ground, and do, and the other half we're like, no, we're like, it's a good country. We're like, okay, what if there's just two countries? One of them
Genius,
is
dude.
America.
Genius.
The other one is New America. It's a stupid name. It's a stupid, idiotic name. That's why it's perfect.
For the idiots,
yeah,
dude. Yeah,
you know?
why can't we? Dude, I think I literally made this argument when I was like 8 years old, when I first was like even aware that politics existed. I'm pretty sure I remember myself like saying to my parents like, why can't we just like make like a dumb country and put all the dumb people can live in the dumb country, and then we can have a smart country where only the smart people live? Like that's that was how my little 8-year-old brain like dealt with the complex political, social issues that we face in this globalized world that we live in. You know, like if only it were so simple, Toby. If only we had New America where all the dummies could go. Well, just that it's so simple, dude. Like, yeah, if you're dumb, please move to this country, and then all the big smarty, big brain pants people, you can live over here. All right. And boom, every problem just immediately got solved.
And just if you want different rules there.
Like this is the male mind regressed, right? This is like he has regressed. He probably never really developed much beyond like 15 or 16. Like I think his development kind of stopped because that was his marketability. He was like in his 20s, but he had that energy that attracted little 12-year-olds like me to watch his videos and think they were funny and think he was cool. But then he also not only never progressed from that because he had positive incentive to not progress. The second that positive incentive was removed, he didn't just stop, he started regressing as well. And that's what we're seeing here is like he literally just put forth an idea that I had when I was like 8, when I was a fucking idiot, dude. Like I know he's partially joking, right? And I'm going really hard on this guy, but
And then the other side's like, no,
it pisses me
fossil fuels,
off.
but not until we can have enough power to keep the lights on. That would be the other side. And then one side would be like, we're against racism. The other side's like, we're not racist. You know, and then we have a country and another country. You know what I mean? I'm going to turn around. I've gone too far. Bless your face. And your country. And your horses.
Bless your country, dude.
Have it.
God bless the United States of fucking America,
Peace
bitch.
out. Outro of darkness and redness. Just ends in friggin' redness in the reddest year of them all.
No more whiteness, dude. That's it. This is Toby, it's white genocide. Don't tell anyone. They're removing whiteness. It's a message. It's a secret message, Toby. God, he's looking pretty fucking reptilian here, isn't he? What the fuck's going on with his eyes? Jesus Christ. Oh, it's because there's this line in the window. But yeah, it's reptile. What'd they do with the real Toby, bro? What did they do with the real Toby? It's not the... No, it's not gonna get any better.
Redness. There's no whiteness.
Oh, he figured it out. Yep.
Redness and whiteness. The whiteness was removed. Hey, calm down.
Toby, they're on to you, Toby. You've cracked the code. You gotta get out of here. You gotta run. They're coming for you, Toby.
New iPhone. It was triggering.
The removing whiteness,
No
dude.
white
Oh,
of
I
them
really
all,
want the
2020.
fucking reptilian Toby.
Year of redness. There's no whiteness.
Oh, I missed it. All right, maybe I'll get it another time.
Darkness and redness and whiteness. The whiteness was removed.
Oh, Jesus Christ. He's gone full replacement theory. I mean, low key, he's joking about it because that's how it starts, right? It's so ridiculous. At first, you joke about it, but America's probably better than you think it is. Maybe, bud. Maybe. Biden wins. Maybe. Speaking of maybe.
Let's change it up a little bit.
I hit Toby with the maybe. He hit me right back, dude. God damn.
Hi there.
Looks like he's flying. Okay.
Just in the corner. Just in the corner of my video. What did I have? Oh my goodness, is this coffee?
It's okay, Toby. Play it out. Yeah. It feels good, doesn't it?
Let's see how long I can not look at the road. I'm just kidding, I would never do that.
What a psycho, dude. Yo, he's got Joker brain, bro. He's got full Joker
There's
brain.
nobody else around me.
Confirmed.
There is. Here we are. 2020,
Everyone likes to
guys.
play by the rules.
Happiest day
I'm gonna
ever.
close my
Like
eyes.
on the news. I haven't seen people this happy celebrating in the street since President Al Gore was elected in 2000. Until we round up all them Trump supporters and get them sent off to reconciliation camps. Oh my goodness, I'm excited for that. But yeah,
Didn't
really,
happen.
You know, it is a funny
Did not
thing.
happen.
Because
Thankfully.
I don't know anything about politics. I don't really know that much about it. I just know
Yeah.
a couple things that my people who are my friends who pay close attention to politics talk to me about, who happen to be Jewish. And I'm like, well, you guys...
Ben Shapiro? Is Toby Turner boys with Ben Shapiro? I could see it, dude. Oh, man. Oh, man. The
pay
plot
close attention
thickens,
to
dude.
Politics talk to me about who happen to be Jewish. And I'm like, well, you guys seem to have a pretty good eye for this stuff, so you just tell me what you want me to know, and I got your back. And they're like, and then one day, my Jewish friend is like, they said they're making a list of Trump supporters, and they're gonna send them off to committees. Committees. I'm like, dude, nothing that bad has ever happened at a committee. You just have to learn the truth in the reconciliation. And he's like, yeah, and I think they're just calling it something really positive because you.
Who is your Toby? I'm actually starting to think that his friend is actually dumber than too dumb to be Ben Shapiro. The Truth and Reconciliation Committee was not a. It was a congressional committee that I don't even know if it actually. I think it got off the ground in the House, right? It didn't get off the ground. Like the Senate rejected it, so it's not like they're taking. Oh, Jesus. Again, why am I pushing back on this? Everyone knows this is a man who's gone full Joker brain at this point.
Only ever
He may
call
be
something
lost to
super
us.
positive when you actually mean the opposite. Like, for example, the People's Republic of China. It's not owned by the people. Black Lives Matter. It's a group that sends people that are black into the street during the deadliest pandemic we've ever seen in our lives. It kills specifically black people. I'm like, dude, you are being paranoid.
What?
There's no evidence that shows you can catch a during a protest or a riot. Okay?
Oh, no,
There's 15
dude.
news sites that say this, and he's like, those 15 sites are all owned by the same people. I'm like, you are being silly. But
He's doing the thing, dude. He's like full 4chan op. Like this is well done. This is like I don't take any responsibility for my ideas. I'm just, I'm as blown away as you are. This is crazy. This is out of control. What's going on? This is how they operate, dude.
Are scared.
They're like, oh, don't you have the same gut reaction to the thing I'm saying that I do? Wow, what this is? Oh man, someone's got to do something about this. Like, like that kind of leading thought. It's Inception. It's how do you put a thought into someone's mind, right? You don't just force it in there. You have to incept it. You have to get into their mind first and kind of make them think that they're just following the same threads you've been following, like crazy. That wow, Black Lives Matter actually wants to force black people into the streets to protest to give them the coronavirus. Well, that doesn't really make sense. But you know, I don't really like Black Lives Matter. I don't really think they're good. So yeah, that's crazy that they would do that. I can't believe that you know that they do that and have proof and all that.
And also, dude, I love freedom of speech. It'd be nice to be able to talk, say whatever you want, and not be.
Look at you go. Wouldn't that be nice?
You should
Boom.
say whatever
Wish
you want.
granted.
But as soon as you bring in hate speech laws, you're gonna have people that.
Although I guess it's not. No, he actually isn't saying exactly what he wants. He's basically admitting there that he's intentionally kind of, you know, just asking questions. He's not. No hate speech here. I mean, I kind of want to say some hate speech. If I felt like my livelihood and very easy lifestyle would be impeded in any way, or wouldn't be impeded in any way by me saying what I actually want to say, then I would say it. But I know that there would be problems if I was spewing the kind of vitriol that I actually want to. So I'm just asking questions, and I have a friend and he's Jewish, and this shit reminds him of the Holocaust. You know, like it's getting crazy out there. Just asking questions though. Just asking.
Get offended, like they
Just
already
asking
do.
my Jewish friends.
And if someone gets offended, like, looks pretty similar, but on second glance.
So here's the other thing I want to point out. He has not really dove into much of the religion stuff yet, right? So this is the way it goes, right? He's probably a fairly a-religious guy. He clearly has some deep roots there. We did see a tinge of that earlier, like when he kind of regressed into that childlike state and kind of returned to his. Oh yeah, the people who in my youth, I remember my youth pretty fondly, and those were all very religious people, and maybe that's why. Maybe the world is bad and religion's the only thing making it good. Like those roots are starting to bloom a little bit, but he hasn't really talked about it much since. But as you start down that conservative path, especially when you have comorbidities, there we go. If you have those comorbidities that Toby has, you're gonna be very susceptible to that religious nosedive that I think we're about to see him go on.
Something that I want. What would you like? Okay, we'll do that too. Put that in the party. What would you like? Okay, we're gonna do this, 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 and this. And then you want to build all these things together, and that's a party.
Another genius level
party
idea.
that's the complete freaking opposite of it. Guys, I don't know. Look, I mean.
I don't know, dude. I'm actually starting to think he's watching too much Destiny because he's got fucking logic, big brain boy-itis. Like, empirically speaking, I think if we just took the best things from each party and then put them into one party, we would solve the world's problems. It only makes sense, empirically speaking, elementary, in fact. It's like, dude, there's just... You're so dumb. You don't even recognize the complexities that are involved with such a project. So yes, it looks very easy to you because you just have no fucking again, ignorance is bliss. You literally, we started there, right? With the don't watch the news, the less you know the better, because then you get to feel really smart. You shelter yourself enough, you get to feel like the smartest guy in the fucking room because you're the only guy in the room, and it's just the only other people you're getting shit from is people trying to sell you bullshit. You know, that's the only voices you let in because they're the only ones that cater to that big brain boy room that you've built that makes you feel very special and smart and like you're God's little favorite boy. That's what we're seeing right here. This is someone who is living out the ignorance is bliss mantra. Like, why don't we just take the best ideas and saw that's another. I will say this. I think I said something like that too when I was like maybe like 12 or 13. So the first one was like when I was 8. The whole like, why don't we make a smart country and a dumb country, and the dumb people can go over there. That was an 8-year-old idea. And why don't we just make a political party of only the good ideas? We take the good ideas from both parties and just make a party out of that. Like, I think I had that idea too when I was like 12. I was a little more developed then. I knew what a political party was at least. And it didn't make sense to my little 12-year-old brain that like, why are there some good ideas that the Democrats have and some bad ones, and why are there all bad ideas that the Republicans have and like maybe some level of virtue signaling at something good? Why not just do the good things? it's not that simple, right? There's so many fucking variables involved in that, with special interests and money and personal biases and gerrymandering and having to deal with your district versus the country, and who's going to make sure you get elected, and if you do get elected, are you going to be able to work with all the other elected people to get anything done, or that, you know, it's like, if only it were so, if only Toby ruled the world, man. He would just, as he just did, he would just take all the good ideas and huddle them in, and we'd be fine, because it must be nice to live in that world.
Dave Chappelle, what did he say? He's like,
black guy, he said something that I agree with. See?
but that's what it is. So own it. We should make the world better for all of us here on the planet, and we should make a future that is bright and involves equality and whatnot. Blah, blah, blah. But people that...
You have to be a really special kind of stupid. And you know, it's not special. It's actually a very generic kind of stupid, because it's everywhere. It's just, it's honestly, it's an epidemic. It's the real pandemic. To think that all humans don't think that. There are very few who have truly just turned to that Joker brain side. I know I joked about that with him earlier, but where it's like they just really want to watch the world burn. They have no interest in making things better. Like, a lot of people think in their own weird, twisted ways that they are making the world better, and that the way that they interact with it is the way things are supposed to be. And you got to operate under any other assumption is stupid, and it's not useful. To assume that, oh, if only we just did the things that were better for the world, we should all just do that. It's like, well, that's what's happening right now. Like, when someone commits a crime against another person, and for an easy example, it's like they are doing it because in some way they feel justified. You know, even if they know it's kind of wrong, it's like in some way they've rationalized that. Very few people are like, yeah, I just like doing wrong things. I just like hurting people because it makes me feel good, you know, or whatever. Like, there are people like that, I'm sure, but not the majority. Most people have some kind of rationale in their mind, even if it is sometimes it is something deranged, like, oh, this world is actually mine, I'm God's son, and I can hurt anybody I want because he loves me very much. Like, they still think they're doing what's right, but just in a delusional way that actually causes a lot of harm. But again, very ignorant view. Like, in his mind, like, Black Lives Matter or something, for example, is like a group of people sitting in a cigar-filled room going, how can we destroy America? Not like an amorphous identity group that has a lot of different influences and people in it that maybe want slightly different things, but all kind of agree on a general consensus that, hey, we need some kind of policy reform to an issue that a lot of people feel affected by. You know, they think they're doing what's good for the world. I would agree that for the most part they are doing what's good for the world. But so does ISIS. ISIS is no... God, I can't say this, but... What's a different one I can do? I don't know. Even, let me just put it this way. Even ISIS thinks they're doing what's best for the world, right? Like, they think that they're enacting God's will that will make the world the way it was meant to be. Yeah. I disagree with them, but to assume that they just are there to be like, yeah, we want to make the world worse. Like, no. They think they're making it better.
Or friggin' geniuses and work really hard and change the world. Those people should be able to have businesses and do well. And they should be able to hire a bunch of other people. And if
Twitch, I feel like I deserve an instant partnership just for the way that I steered away from that controversial sentence that I was about to say, but is not a good thing to say. Oh God, I'm Toby now. I had a Jewish friend say once that okay.
Oh, Mary's kitchen. Look at it. It's a mirror.
Does he do the gay voice a lot? Is that... but his question is gender. He likes getting his Starbucks. It's okay, dude. You can be that if it feels comfortable.
Oh man, I hope
for
you guys
you.
are doing pretty well. I just went to this.
Maybe that's the thing. Maybe that's why he's holding himself at a basically prepubescent state, because like if he let himself grow into his sexually mature state, he would realize the things that, and the way he likes to carry himself, the things he likes to do, would get him would get his card access to the kingdom of heaven revoked, in his eyes, apparently.
you know, all the people
Cringe.
that own the place were like, well, what would you like? You wanted the frittata? I was like, I wanted the frittata. I didn't
Bro,
get
I take
frittata,
offense to that as an
but, you know,
Italian.
it sounds like something I would
Very
want.
disrespectful.
Oh, there's a store that burned down. Is that one? It doesn't look like it burned down at all. Oh, okay, there's this place. There's a whole bunch of the same business,
shit, dude.
and one of the 7 of them, I guess, burned down the other day, which is terrible. Very not funny at all. But
Republicans when they go to
I thought that
Portland.
was that one.
I thought it was burned down.
Anyways, how's your year been? How's 2020 been? Pretty good. It's not as bad as I was expecting.
2021,
you know, some of those
you mean?
things when you go down this whole. There was just all this hate all over the friggin' media, and there still probably is. I guess I stopped watching it. Hopefully it's not as bad. It was so bad and hateful. People like hating America, people hating people based on their friggin' race or whatever. And it's just the media being like, everybody hates Asians, guys. Jump on the bandwagon. What do you mean? No, they're like, guys, they don't say jump on the bandwagon, but they're like, hey, everybody in the world hates Asians. Like,
Is that what they were saying?
Is there a reason I should hate Asians? Like, I had never thought of this thought before. Obviously, it's just friggin' bull, and it's just a fun way for them to just laugh at the suffering of people and profit off it. But hopefully you can see through that. It was definitely a big a year of looking at all these like blatant lies and then being like, oh, I never trust anything you say ever again. That's just the thing. When an organization says something that you look up and you're like, okay, that was a lie. How can you trust them again? That's why that's like all the news needs to delete itself.
Which is hilarious, and again, just a perfect example of the kind of like bias that these people operate with. Trump, no one has lied more than Trump. No one has like provably, pointlessly lied more than Trump. Like even, there's almost something better about like lying with a point. You know, it's like at least, all right, you were trying to do something there. You stuck, and I hate that you did that you're trying to pull that over on me, but you were trying to do something there. You had an objective, but like, it's just sad when you just can't help it. Like, there was 5 billion people at my inauguration. 5 billion, check, look it up. Like, it's like, okay, I just looked it up. There weren't. Man, fake news. Like, you know, like, it's just kind of pathetic. So what it really is that, like, you could find half-truths and lies anywhere you look, right? But then it comes down to, like, do you have a bias? And then are you going to kind of write off the lies that the side that you generally kind of gut feeling towards make? You know, can you write it off like, oh, I wish Trump hadn't said it like that. Like, yeah, you know, I agree with him, but I just think he said it wrong. And then CNN, you know, like, reports on a rise in Asian hate crimes, and then maybe goes like a little overboard with it. Like everyone, I don't even know if anything like that was ever said on CNN, probably not, but for the sake of argument, let's say they kind of like overblow the situation in some way, but generally are still a news network that like kind of reports pretty consistently, like, I can't believe I'm defending CNN, but you know, pretty consistently like things that are happening in the world and not just complete bogus lies. Take that and then use that to write off everything, right? That's when you can use your bias. It's like Trump lies 100 times, that's fine. You know, he's just, you know, he just needs to word it a little differently. That's all it is. CNN does like 1 or 2 things that are, yeah, kind of gross and definitely profit motivated, like pretty blatantly profit motivated. And then that's enough to write them off too, and everything that they stand for. Not just the things that you call them out for. Like I would want to too. Like I don't like CNN either. But to say that like now everything that they do is completely a lie and using it, and they're using it to destroy America, it's like, all right, that's, you're leaping here a little.
Rebrand at least. Just like some other acronym. Like, okay, I trust acronyms, just not the ones you've been using. Anyways, man, these glasses are sweet. Prada. Oh my god. These are the only glasses I have that I haven't broken or haven't been lost. Stolen. Yeah, whatever, I'm sure it's fine. But I think I kind of prefer the one. Okay, first of all, if you catch a disease, your body learns how to fight it off, just like for the 300 million years of humanity. We've been doing okay so far. Just the worst ever virus.
You know, a few plagues here and there, who cares, right?
You've ever seen in
a few
the history.
civilization-ending plagues every, you know, couple hundred years or so. That's fine. Who needs modern medicine?
Humanity?
We've been good so
No.
far, dude.
I mean, I don't think so. I
mean,
do-
Rome is still an empire, right? I think.
I'm a
I don't know. I don't know
high
geography.
Risk case, had severe asthma.
I don't know history. What do you think I
And
am?
I'm in
A
Florida,
professor?
which is the dumbest place. Cool. I hope you guys are doing good.
No, not very religious. A little bit. You started off with Jesus stuff. All right, this one looks a little crazy. Oh, bro, it's flipped. Your shit is flipped.
Living in this generation with you. It's the greatest time to be alive. And we didn't really have to work all that hard for it. Everybody before us.
Dude, it's crazy. Like, he's honestly, he's trying to fight it on some level, I feel like. He's got some good ideas going, is what I'm saying. I'm gonna try and give him some credit, because I've been really harsh otherwise.
They went through the hard stuff, and they all
didn't have to
died
work
in
for it,
battle
dude.
and whatnot. They're like, oh, we're gonna fight for freedom. We're all equal, and we're going to fight to the death. And the other side's like, no, we're not equal. We're racist. And then the racists lost. But then now it's like, did they? Did people not realize which one? Because there's a flag that the slaves, if they see that flag coming over the horizon, they're like, yeah, it's freedom forever and all of our future
Yeah, so why do a lot of Christian conservatives like the other flag so much, huh? Huh, bud?
kids and whatnot. But then there's the other flag that is the, redneck Confederate flag, which, whatever. People wave all kinds of flags. And obviously you shouldn't be a horrible racist
I can't stand this
person.
flipped, bro.
But if you like the flag because you're like, no man, we're just rednecks, we like driving around. My wife's black. We're like, is she? Prove it. Right. I lied. I thought you did. So
Yeah, conservatives dumb, huh?
obviously it doesn't it kind of goes the exact way you want it to go. So yeah, I guess we're gonna see what happens. Maybe
We'll see what happens.
9 out of 10 dentists recommend, but at this point, I don't know if I actually believe that even. But
He doesn't. First I questioned the vaccines, then I questioned big dental. You don't need to. What? Humans didn't brush their teeth for thousands of years, dude. You don't need to brush your teeth. I mean, they also lost all their teeth by the time they were 20 maybe, but dentures, bro. That's what we did. Why, dude? This is a conspiracy against the denture industry. They want us to brush our teeth, which we don't need to do because, Jesus, I know he's kind of joking, but still.
it's nice little.
He's
it's a
also
nice way to
not
make your
joking.
gums bleed every once in a while. There's not a lot of cannibalism here, but you know what? It is actually coming back.
What?
Have you heard? There's a cafe in California. Sells human parts, and they've been teaching kids about this, the cannibal god. I'm like, oh my.
What? No. Hold on, dude. Oh, no. Oh, my God, dude. Come on. Give me a break, bro. Is he... Oh, what the fuck?
God. I mean, I see where this is going. It's going to a dark place fast, and you're not allowed to say anything, or else you get censored.
You're not allowed to talk about the cannibal cafes, dude.
For now, I mean, there's always that old school canceling that they used to do back in Deutschland. Oh.
Yeah, who did that, dude?
It's been a fun.
It was the radical left,
and
of course.
Still continue to be. I just wanted. I felt like whoa, we had such a sweet ride. If this is about.
When the fucking conservatard revolution happens and all the Christian fascists don their best inquisitioning robes and hit the streets, they're literally gonna be there shooting minorities and bathing in their blood in the rivers that pour down the gutters of our cities. And they're gonna be like, why are you making me do this to you? Why would you make me do this? They're literally gonna victim blame as they're fucking murdering everybody who doesn't follow their bullshit god. They just this victim complex that they have is honestly so goddamn disgusting that it makes me so mad that I don't see more media figures like blatantly calling it out for what it is, and for the cowardice, the fucking cowardice of it. Like they will be mid-inquisition going like, I am so hurt by you making me murder you in the street right now. I cannot believe that it has come to this. You have put me in this position. I will never forgive you for it. I can't believe it. I cannot believe it. What, you're gonna, okay, I guess I'm canceled now. You know, like, Jesus Christ, dude. But it's no different than the Nazis, right? That was their whole thing, was like, you know, we are defending ourselves. Like, I you know, this is the most humane way. You know, the way that the Jews were attacking us, that was horrific and emasculating and cruel and unusual. So we've had to find an orderly and efficient way to fight back, and it hurts that we had to do this, and we're really the victims here, but we just had to you know, take care of the problem. No one else was going to do it, so we had to take on that burden. You know, it's a burden that we carry as the master race. Like, that's the victimization, bro. It just leads to a really bad place.
I wish I was taught at an early age some sort of way.
Because that's real victimization leads to a bad place. Real people who are victimized can do bad things, but at least they were really victimized. And there is almost this, like, Newtonian physics kind of like equal and opposite reaction, which isn't going to be good. It's always, you know, destruction, and will just lead to more destruction. But at least that is a tier above, like, justifying horrific acts off completely phony victimization that does not exist. Like, using that victimization and the equal and opposite reaction that often happens from victimization to justify your own not equal and not opposite reaction is deplorable, let's say.
And hopefully we don't go about as crazy as we already have gone. I think we've already gone.
I think we're getting close to the end here. I think I can probably skip a few. We still haven't seen much religiosity.
It's definitely windy, unless some sort of wind spirit is like standing there going, you're like, wind spirit. I thought it was just the wind. He's like, no, it's me, the spirit. You're like, the Father and the Son, the Holy Trinity, the Holy Ghost. The Holy Ghost is at your door.
There it is, dude.
Oh man, so I hope you guys are having a wonderful, wonderful life.
So it begins.
These, you know, we spent our whole life hanging out, looking at this wonderful world of electricity, where Sir Bill Gates himself taught the world pretty much how to ride that lightning of zeros and ones into the window, into the windows.
Don't think Bill Gates invented binary, to be honest.
And, wow, what a fun childhood. Opened up the doors for us for Diablo, you know, Diablo 2, Diablo 3. Just a big blizzard, just a whole blizzard.
Is he gonna go full Karen and then, Christian mom?
We all learned how to play as orcs and humans, and we just would just pretend to kill each other in video games. We had a really fun life. But right now, it feels like the winds are changing a little bit. Like the blizzard is
cutting out? What the fuck?
Is almost over, and it's on to a next phase of existence. And
damn,
in
I've
this
been doing
phase,
this
I'm
for
looking
almost
up
2 hours. Holy shit! It's gonna be a long video.
Bible verses. I'll be like, if is playing Diablo 1 through 3 for years, is that worshiping the image of the beast?
Might be, dude. You might be fucked.
And technically, it was the beast. And I did say that I loved it. You know, I was
it's
like,
5:30. I gotta cut this.
I love this image. I didn't say that. Did you say that?
This might be a
It also
two-parter.
says in that
I might keep going with this. This is I love this content.
Of God, which almost makes you sound a little bit like a JPEG.
All right, yeah, we're gonna cut it. I'm gonna hop off. It's been fun though. Damn, this is quite. I feel like I need to make like a real video on this, like not just a freestyle live stream, but I might post this anyways. God, fascinating stuff, dude. Like really just a look inside the conservative descent into madness, into the Joker brain. Yeah, okay. Peace out, everybody. It's been fun. Alright, just wrapped up editing that absolute monster of a Twitch stream segment. Definitely was longer than I wanted it to be. So if you made it this far and are watching this, I appreciate you. You're a trooper. Thank you so much. Mwah mwah. Definitely learned a lot through this process of what I can do better for future segments. Kind of streamline things a little bit. But it was fun. Again, I hope you enjoyed the video. Remember to do all the YouTube stuff if you could. That'd be great. Like, subscribe, comment, share, snap out of it. You know, all that. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. Gold when you walk.